It's like, handing up this and saying this glass of water is a glass of beer. Well, you can call it a glass of beer, but it's not a glass of beer. It's a glass of water. And water is what water is.
This oil. Yeah, this is oil. Oil.
You think God gave you this right just so you could make money? You think our founders founded this country so we could get stuff?
I just bought my mother an iPad. She's 92 years old.
One can have desires to do things which we believe are wrong, but it's when you act out those things that is a problem.
You know, I always say the people of Pennsylvania didn't always give me what I wanted, but they always gave me what I needed.
I knew you in the womb.
My relationship with my aunt is an intrinsic good to society. It's good. I mean, it's a good thing. But we don't celebrate it and say we're going to give special rights and privileges in the government because I love my aunt.
When I look at her, I think of how God looks at me. So disabled.
I was born Catholic and raised in, I don't know, the term Catholic ghetto.
That if all of you were given food insurance, and when you went to the grocery store, you could just show your insurance card and get whatever food you want, everyone's pantry would be overflowing. It'd be more wasted food in this country than anything else. Why? Because you're not paying for it. We have to start paying for health care.
Now every single American will have to go to the federal government and pay tribute to them just to get the care they need.
We are the law. We can do whatever we want to do.
They said, oh, you're a bigot, you're a hater. And they went out. In fact, members of my party called for me to resign because of my hate-filled speech.
Our civil laws have to comport with the higher law. Our civil laws have to, and that's why the issue of abortion, as long as abortion is legal, at least according to the Supreme Court, legal in this country, we will never have rest because that law does not comport with God's law. The right approach is to accept this horribly created, in the sense of rape, but nevertheless gift, and in a very broken way, but gift of human life, and accept what God is giving to you.
People have said to me, why are you out here talking about moral cultural issues where the economy is the real issue? Because moral cultural issues are the economy.
Is that all America is? Stuff?
Well, maybe the science points to the fact that maybe science doesn't explain all these things. And if it does point to that, then why don't we pursue that? But you can't, because it's not science. Well, but if science is pointing you there, then how do you say it's not science?
I didn't buy into the hoax that was being perpetrated on the people of this country about man-made global warming.
I went from being a conservative to being an ultra-conservative.
In Egypt, 85% of the population believes that if you convert from Islam to Christianity, you should be killed.
We as Christians have an obligation to spread the faith, to evangelize around the world. Why? Because we have the truth. We have God's final revelation to man.
Those are the same people that President Obama talked about who cling to their guns and their Bibles. Thank God they do.
I don't believe in an America where the separation of church and state is absolute.
Give unto God what is God's, give unto Caesar what is Caesar. Separation of church and state. I hate to use that term, but I'm going to use it now.
The vast majority, of course, in Egypt believe that 9/11 was the Jews, not them. We will have tough provisions in place to make sure that there are protections for religious liberty in this country that are higher than the laws related to sexual liberties.
God protect us, if that is the law of the land, from predators who think they can do whatever they want to do to us because they are the law.
One of the things I will talk about that no president has talked about before is I think the dangers of contraception in this country. Many in the Christian faith have said, well, that's okay. I mean, contraception's okay. It's not okay.
I don't believe that people should be empowered to do what pleases them the most.
One of the things that you don't know about Obamacare and one of the mandates is they require free prenatal testing in every insurance policy in America. Why? Because it saves money in health care. Why? Because free prenatal testing ends up in more abortions and therefore less care that has to be done.
This is a spiritual war. And the father of lies has his sights
on what you would think the father of lies, Satan, would have his sights on. A good, decent, powerful, influential country, the United States of America. If you were Satan, who would you attack?
I don't know why anyone would seriously consider putting themselves on the firing line, running for president, taking on that responsibility if you didn't really feel that God was calling you to do it.
My wife always says, Rick, I don't worry about your courage. Wisdom and discernment, on the other hand,